Hello class, this is Fraction Action, class 3. I'm Miss Gail. It's good to have you back. Let's look at our goals for this class. Number 1, I can work with least common multiples, LCM, and we're going to step it up a notch. We're working with prime number factor trees. 2, I can work with mixed numbers. 3, I can use strategies and processes. And 4, when I see a think light bulb, that helps me with tips for those strategies and processes. As usual, if you have any questions, let me know in conversations or post in the classroom and we can go through information together. Try this activity. It's a review from last time. Try subtracting these mixed numbers with unlike denominators. Work with each fraction individually to change each denominator. We know what it is. It's 16 for mental math. One of them's already done. We had an example of that last time. And so you can leave 2 and 11/16 alone. You will need to change 5/8 to become an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 16. Here's your check slide. Okay, you're going to get 7 and 10/16 minus 2 and 11/16. Do you remember our strategy that we used with that great big whole number and our mixed number that we can borrow from to help alleviate this problem of 10 minus 11? We have a great big number 7. We can make that number 7 a 6. We'll borrow 1 from it, and what are we going to do with the 1 that we borrowed? We're going to add it as a fractional form of 1 to our first fraction. It'll look like this. Can you work this problem from here? Remember, you can stop the video or just work through it. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, if you add a fractional form of 1 16/16 to the first fraction, it's going to look like 6 and 26/16 minus 2 and 11/16. 6 minus 2, we know that's 4. Then we would have 26 minus 11, that's 15, and our denominator stays the same. We're starting to learn about prime numbers. Prime numbers are defined as numbers that only have factors of 1 in itself. So that means whatever numbers are multiplied together to get to the big number are factors. And here we can see if we factor tree down 7, only 1 and 7 multiplied together as factors to be 7. And in 19, only 1 and 19 multiplied together to be a big number of 19 with the factors of 1 and 19. Both of these numbers only have factors of 1 and itself, and they're called prime. In your notes, I listed prime numbers up to 50 if you want to review the notes. With that definition, what numbers here do you think are prime? 3, 5, 8, 13. 3, 5, and 13 are prime. 8 is not. We're going to work with least common multiple and factor trees together. The least common multiple helps create equivalent fractions, so you can add and subtract the fractions with like denominators. We're just going to abbreviate it as LCM. Check out these factor trees for 3, 5, 8, and 13. Yes, 3 is a prime number. It meets the definition. So does 5. 8 does not meet the definition. When we factor tree 8 down, first we get 2 times 4. 2 is a prime number and it's in purple, but 4 is not a prime number and it's in black. We can factor down 4 a little bit more. Oh, it's 2 times 2 in purple. 8 has these three factors in the prime numbers: 2 times 2 times 2. Let's start factoring down larger numbers. In fractions, we may have large numbers within our fraction that's actually a very small number altogether when we have large numbers inside a fraction. And we need to find the LCM of those numbers to start making like denominators so that we can work with our fractions in addition and subtraction especially. If we find the LCM of 30 and 45, here's how we use factor trees to find those multiple situations where 30 and 45 come into a larger number together. We're getting out of mental math with small numbers. Like we know 2 and 6. 6 would be the LCM. But it's harder to think in mental math possibly what these larger numbers might be as the first multiple that 30 and 45 would come into. A factor tree helps us figure that out. Also, prime numbers helps us factor down the big number and figure that out. Here's how it's used. You can see in purple that 30 can be broken down to 2 and 15. This is the way I did it. We also know 3 and 10 would factor down 30. You might factor tree your numbers down a little bit differently, and that's okay. Our goal is to get to the final prime number. So here I use 2 and 15. 30 factors to 2 times 15. 15 is still not done. It factors to the prime numbers 3 and 5. 2 times 3 times 5 comes back to 30 in purple. 45 factors to 5 times 9. 9 factors down to 3 times 3. 3 times 3 times 5 comes back to 45. Okay, what do we do with these prime factors? Well, we make a row in ascending order of our prime factors. I would say 2 times 3 times 5 for 30. And I would make a row in ascending order of our factors for 45 as well. 3 times 3 times 5 is 45. But look what happens. You're going to get an exponent when you work with 3 times 3. That's 3 squared. To rename 3 times 3 times 5. Think that through. Okay, I'm going to stack the two rows of prime factors from each of my numbers. When I'm picking for LCM, LCM's end word is a multiple. Multiple means multiply. That means I want a big number that both my numbers and the denominators of my fractions will go into. And to get there, I've got to figure out from the prime numbers what that big number will be. Here's how it works. When I stack the rows of prime factors, I'm going to pick the highest power of each factor, even if they're not common. 2 is not common to the other stack, but I still pick it, 2. And then there's a common factor 3, but one of them has a higher power. I'm looking for a multiple. I'm looking for a big number. I'm going to pick the highest power of the common 3. 3 squared. That's 9. And then there's a 5 and a 5. I'm going to pick one of the 5s. They're the same power. They're to the power of 1. It's just a 5 and a 5. I'm going to pick one of them. So I'm going to get 2 times 3 squared times 5. 2 times 9 times 5 is 90. The LCM for 30 and 45 is 90. That's how I use factor trees with prime numbers to find an LCM, a multiple that 30 and 45 both come into. Now I work to make equivalent fractions, just like we've done. 30 times 3 makes 90, so 4 times 3 makes 12. 45 times 2 makes 90, so 1 times 2 makes 2. And I'm going to get 12 90ths minus 2 90ths. 12 minus 2 is 10. 90 stays the same. And that reduces or simplifies to 1/9. Alright, we have adding fractions with unlike denominators. I'm going to take it up a notch. We have 3 fractions to add. We have 8, 16, and 20. We want the LCM of each of those 3 denominators to make equivalent fractions. How do we do that? Factor tree down 8. We've already done that one. And we know the work on it. That's going to factor down to 2 times 4. 4 factors down to 2 times 2 in the prime numbers. All the numbers in purple go with the 8. 2 times 2 times 2, or 2 to the 3rd power, is 8. Look what happens to 16. 2 times 8 is 16. 8's not done. 2 times 4 renames 8. 4 is not done. 4 factors to 2 prime numbers, 2 times 2. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. That's 2 to the 4th power. Look at 20. 2 times 10. 2 is a prime number, 10 is not. 10 factors down to the prime numbers, 2 times 5. 2 times 2 times 5 is 20. We're going to stack each set of prime numbers for each of our numbers. We're going to have 2 to the 3rd power, 2 to the 4th power, 2 to the 2nd power, and then one of the numbers had a prime number of 5. We're going to pick the highest power of the same base. That's 2 to the 4th power. The base is 2. We want all 4 of them. That's the biggest one we can possibly pick from that stack. And even though this is not a common factor, 5 to 8 and 16, we want to grab it because it's there and we're looking for a big number, a multiple. So now we're going to have 2 to the 4th power times 16. Hey, 2 to the 4th power was 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. That's 16 times 5, that's 80. When we multiply all these together, we get the LCM for all 3 numbers. And then we're going to go through our original fractions and work individually with each one. We're going to make all the denominators 80. Using our fractional form of 1 in the first fraction, it would be times 10 tenths. Using our fractional form of 1 in the second fraction, it would be 5 fifths. And using our fractional form of 1 in the third fraction, it would be 4 fourths. That will create like denominators and equivalent fractions. We're going to get 10 80ths plus 15 80ths plus 4 80ths. 10 plus 15 is 25 plus 4 is 29. 80 stays the same. Another way you can use LCM to compare fractions is with inequalities. That's your greater and less than sign. So if we have to compare 1/25 to 2/30, it's kind of hard to see when we're just looking at them as fractions. But look what we can do. We can factor tree down 25 to its prime numbers, 5 times 5. And 30 would go to 2 times 15, and that would go to 3 times 5. Oh, at the bottom, here's 5 squared stacked with 2 times 3 times 5. We're looking for a multiple, so we're going to grab the 2, even though there's not common factors from the other number. We're going to grab the 3, even though there's not common factors from the other number. And we're going to grab the highest power of the 5s, that's 5 squared. 2 times 3 times 5 squared equals 150. 25 and 30 both come into 150 first. 25 times 6 is 150, so we need a 1 times 6 in the numerator. 30 times 5 is 150, so we need a 2 times 5 in the numerator. Look what happens. We're going to get 6 1/50ths and 10 1/50ths. So that first original fraction that was given, here's its equivalent fraction, is less than the second fraction. Why? 6 parts of 150 is less than 10 parts of 150. So you go back to the original given fractions and transfer your inequality sign the same. If this is true, then 1/25 is less than 2/30. Alright, you have a Nearpod with a fill in the blank and a climb the hill, and you'll have homework this week. I'll see you soon.